we got them. We can just go ahead and crew it up again. We can pay the 3 for the additional combat step. And I mean, they only have 4 toughness to block with, so we're getting through with 2 damage right there. Let's absolutely go. First game, Pimp My Ride. Hey there, neighbor, and welcome to another MTG Arena Standard video. Today, we are looking at the Regalia, and when I saw this card from the Final Fantasy set, I kid you not, it unlocked a core memory of mine. Brought me back to the year, I guess it was like 2006, 2007, and it reminded me so much of the show Pimp My Ride. Raise your hand down in chat if you guys know that show. It was such a funny show, and yeah, for those of you that don't know it, they would find someone kind of with like a sad, story a little bit, be like a single father with like 2 daughters, and he'd be working at like a bowling alley or something like that. And then this dude Exhibit with his crew would come in and be like, yo dog, like your car looks like trash, but we're here to like spruce it up, pimp it out. We're gonna totally improve it for you. And then more often than not, I at least thought that they totally kind of ruined these cars. He would be like, yo, we heard you like working at the bowling alley, or you like bowling, so we put a bowling alley, like a miniaturized bowling alley, in the back of your car. We removed some seats for that. It is such a funny show. You guys should, after watching this video, you should check out some Pimp My Ride highlights. It was such a funny show, and yeah, when I saw the Regalia, it reminded me of that. So yeah, core memory unlocked for, when I was about 14, 15 years old probably. It was so funny watching that show. But yeah, the Regalia, I also find this kind of interesting from Final Fantasy. I've never played the game. I didn't know that they drove cars around in there, but so that's also kind of funny. But yeah, the Regalia, it's a legendary artifact vehicle. It has haste. And whenever the Regalia attacks, you get to reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a land card, and then you get to put it on the battlefield. And it has crew 1, so a very, very cheap crew cost, which is really nice. And then the other card that we're looking at from Final Fantasy is actually Balthier and Fran. I think the card art for this card looks super awesome. Not necessarily a core memory, but another memory that this one kind of reminds me of. It reminds me a little tiny bit of BioShock with, I guess that's Fran right there with those like bunny ears. The card art style gives me a little tiny bit BioShock vibes, which I absolutely love that game as well. But anyways, Balthier and Fran, they have like a anthem effect. All other vehicles you control get +1/+1. They have vigilance, and they get reach. And then whenever a vehicle is crewed by Balthier and Fran and attacks this turns, if it's the first combat step, you may pay an additional 3 mana. It does have to be 1 green, 1 red, and then 1 generic mana. But if you do pay that extra 3 mana, there is an additional combat phase for you. So that is pretty nice as well. So those are the 2 Final Fantasy cards we're looking at. And then, yeah, like I said, since Balthier and Fran, it's kind of like an anthem effect for all types of vehicles. We're looking at the Regalia from Final Fantasy. Just a few sets ago, in the Aetherdrift set, they had so many really, really cool vehicles. One of the ones that I really liked was the Lumbering Worldwagon for 3 mana. When this vehicle enters or attacks, you get to search your library for a basic land card and put it onto the battlefield tapped. And then this Lumbering Worldwagon, his power is equal to the number of lands that you control. The only real downside about this card is he does have a crew cost of 4, which is really expensive, but that's where Balthier and Fran actually come in pretty clutch. For 3 mana, you get a 4/3 creature, and yeah, you can use that 4 toughness to crew the Lumbering Worldwagon. The Thunderous Velocipede has crew 3 for 3 mana. This is a 5/5, and it says each other vehicle and creature you controls enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. So if you play this one on turn 3, and then some of our cheaper creatures after it, they will come in with additional +1/+1 counters, which will help crew other vehicles in the future as well, which is really nice. Chandra, Spark Hunter, is a planeswalker from the Aetherdrift set. She can create like a motorcycle vehicle token with crew 1. We're looking at the Boom Mobile. This could definitely be on Pimp My Ride. When this vehicle enters, you get to add 4 mana of any one color. Spend this mana only to activate abilities. I'm not sure if the additional combat phase counts as an activated ability. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, 3 mana, you get a 5/5 with the Thunderous Velocipede, and all other creatures and vehicles come in with an additional +1/+1, which is really nice. Actually, if it has mana value, well, it says 4 or less, and I think everything is 4 or less, so yeah. We got the Rocketeer Boostbuggy. This also looks like it could be on Pimp My Ride. Whenever this vehicle attacks, you get to create a treasure token. It does have the crew 1, which is pretty nice. We're looking at the Intrepid Stablemaster. Can help add mana by tapping him. Adds 1 green mana. It's a 2/2 creature, so it can help crew quite a few of our vehicles. But then you can also add 2 mana of any one color, spend this mana only to cast a mount or vehicle spell, so we can ramp into some of our more expensive vehicles earlier on with this card, which I want to try out as well. Llanowar Elves, just the best ramp card available right now. I want to look at Defend the Rider as well. For 1 green mana at instant speed, you can give a target permanent we control hexproof and indestructible, so that is a way to kind of save one of our creatures. But we can also create a 1/1 pilot creature token with this creature has, or this token saddles, mounts, and crews vehicles as though it's power or 2 or greater. So even though we get a 1/1 creature, all of these, yeah, like the Boom Mobile that needs crew 2, for instance, that token can then crew that one as well. And then we're looking at some Road Rage, just as a little tiny bit of removal. Road Rage deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker, where X is 2 plus the number of mounts and vehicles we control, and that's basically our entire deck. So hopefully for 1 mana instant speed will be a pretty good removal card. But yeah, that was kind of the deck that I just threw together today. It's a Gruul deck. I think it will be quite a bit of fun. I don't know how competitive it will be. But yeah, like I said, the Regalia, huge shout out to that card just for unlocking that core memory of Pimp My Ride. So that's what we're going with today. So I'll see you guys in some of the games. All right, guys, first game, we have the Regalia in our hand and Balthier and Fran. Let's keep it. See if we can put in some work with this deck. Go with the Intrepid Stablemaster on turn 2, and then we can instantly ramp. Well, maybe we'll go with the Thunderous Velocipede. So opponent playing an equipment type of deck. I think I kind of do want to get the Thunderous Velocipede down, just because all of our creatures and vehicles will come in with an additional +1/+1. Opponent with the Job Select. So yeah, let's get down the Velocipede. And then next turn, I think we can get down Balthier and Fran. And then I think we'll be able to attack right away. Opponent smacks us for 3 damage. Ooh, so looking to gain some life. Let's just go with Road Rage right away. Get rid of that life-linking creature. They have no counters, so let's go ahead and play Balthier. And then let's go ahead and crew up. And then swing through for 8 damage. Very nice, very nice. And then next turn... Now, I think next turn we'll be able to we'll be able to pay 3, so we'll actually get 2 additional combat steps. So yeah, let's just do it. Opponent has 1 mana available. I'm fine attacking with both of these. Go ahead and pay the 3, so we get an additional combat step. Opponent going to give it indestructible. That's fine by me. Go ahead and attack again. Going to double block, so they're still taking 4 damage. So they're down to 2. And then, yeah, let's see what type of work they can do. They're going to equip that one and attack, so they will get to put something onto the battlefield with mana value 5 or less. Look at the top 5. Land. 3 mana available. On another creature. 2. Ah, well, we got them. We got them. We can just go ahead and crew it up again. We can pay the 3 for the additional combat step. And, I mean, they only have 4 toughness to block with, so we're getting through with 2 damage right there. Let's absolutely go. First game, Pimp My Ride. Balthier and Fran came in massively clutch. We didn't get down the Regalia, but, yeah, this Thunderous Velocipede, putting in huge amounts of work. And, yeah, it has Trample by himself. Vigilance also really, really nice. So, yeah, really clean game number 1. GG. All right, guys, we got to go first. I made a slight update to the deck. I included 2 Chandras, and I took out the Boommobile, whatever it was called. I just didn't think that card was doing too much work for us. And, you know what? Let's get down Llanowar Elf. I hope he survives for 1 more turn, because then we can get down a Chandra. Start swinging in with a motorbike. That's fine. And you know what? Let's actually create the crew token. And then, yeah, we can go ahead and play Chandra. Create a 3/2 motorbike. Crew it up right away. We'll hold this guy back. Go ahead and end the turn. That guy just has a crew 1. This guy also crew 1, so we can attack with both these guys next turn. Whenever opponent discards. Alright, so discard deck most likely. Yeah, there's a duress. That does suck because we are losing the Rocketeer Boostbuggy. And then, are they going to attack Chandra? They are, so they'll just have 1 blocker. Well, it endures. What was that again? They get to create a spirit? Oh, they're putting a counter on him. That actually really sucks for us.
Move it.
All right, Regalia, really nice draw. Yeah, we'll just crew both of these guys like this. And then we can create another vehicle.
My team's got me covered.
Go ahead and give that one haste right away. Look for a land. So swinging through for 10 damage. Wow, they do take it. That's kind of crazy. We are going to be losing Chandra next turn. Hopefully they don't have too many more removal cards. But, I mean, if they are a discard deck, we are empty-handed. Oh, they do lose life for that, though. So, that is pretty nice. And then they probably create a token, I would imagine, just to have some more blockers back. Yeah. They do have 4 mana available. 3 cards in hand. Alright, opponent. Are they gonna surveil? That would be kind of wild. That one does have crew 1, so they could play our own, like, Rocketeer Boostbuggy. Oh, they actually are going to do that. Still 2 mana to work with. It's just a land for us. Do we hold on to it? I don't think so. So let's go ahead and crew this one up. Then let's go ahead and crew this one up. And then we will be swinging through. Get to search for another land. Then opponent going to crew one of their guys. Is what I think they're gonna do. Yeah. And then are they going to double block? I mean, they're still, if they choose to double block, they're taking 3 damage. Doesn't look like they're gonna double block. Oh, that does suck for us. Wow. Alright, I mean, we've drawn a ton of lands. Hopefully we find something good off the top. Don't know if they want to be attacking with this sinkhole dude. They don't. Oh, come on, game. Come on, game. At least we can attack with him next turn. Greedy freebooters, so just another blocker for them. They're down to just 1 card in hand, though. Whenever this land attacks, another target creature gets +2, and they are going to remove our elf. They gain 2 life for that? What? They gain 2 life for killing our creatures, bro. Ooh, this is a really nice draw. Well, not really, because they'll just be able to double block him. I mean, I guess we can do this, though. But now we're not going to have enough. Now we're not going to have enough to pay the double cost for that, so. So yeah, they still can double block this one. Double block, probably what they do. And then the Restless Ridge. I mean, do they get 2 life every time a creature dies? If a non-token creature. Alright, so they get to create a treasure token and they get to scry. They scry to the bottom. Oh, they're going to surveil too, so their draw is going to be absolute fire. Hopefully it's just a land. Hopefully it's just a land. Yes. Oh, of course, we also just draw a land. That is too bad, but at least we can attack with everyone. And so they're actually forced to block Balthier and Fran right now. They absolutely have to block him, so they're losing their dude. Oh, didn't know they could do that. It comes in tap though, so that is quite nice. Yeah, he absolutely has to block that one. Opponent down to 3. Alright, it's top deck. Top deck, top deck. Yes! Ooh. Man, that was a really close game. We got there in the end, though. This Restless Ridge coming in clutch right there. GG. Alright, guys, we go first. I'll try it. I will try it. Have some removal. Have the Rocketeer Boostbuggy on turn 2. Balthier and Fran. on turn 3. Can crew him right away. Bushwhack. Could be a landfall deck. Does worry me a little tiny bit. Kind of wish we had the elf in our opening hand, but it's all good. It's all good. We will get to create a treasure token when we attack with this guy. Another bushwhack. So opponent just looking to ramp. Chandra, really nice draw. Let's go ahead and crew 1. Gets a nice +1 from Balthier and Fran, thanks to that Anthem effect. Smack the opponent. And yeah, we will just go with Chandra next turn. Might have to burn a treasure token to do that. It is a chocobo. Ooh, part of me really wants to get rid of that one right now, but let's see if we can draw a land. Oh, okay. Game. Untapped land, please. Untapped land, please. We can get down the Llanowar Elf, and then I'm not going to burn the treasure token. I'm just going to crew the elf, and then we can attack with both of these guys, doing 8 damage. So opponent down to just 8 life. I guess I should have played this one on my end step potentially, but it's another one of those. I think we can get them. Yeah, I think we got them. Fabled Passage, if they crack that, it is coming in untapped, but we will get a additional attack step. So let's go ahead and crew 1 right here. And then, yeah, look, we can actually give our guy hexproof and indestructible. So this guy got absolutely cooked. Create a treasure token. We will for sure go ahead and pay the 3 mana. Oh, because I didn't crew him with Balthier and Fran. That is 100% my mistake. That is 100% my mistake. Hey there, Momo. Yeah, I'll just play Chandra right now. And then, nah, we'll save that one for next turn. I guess I could have drawn a card with Chandra, but yeah, it's a Bristly Bill. Yeah, opponent has nothing. GG. Absolutely cooked them. Yeah, that's my mistake. You have to crew the actual card with Balthier and Fran. You can't just attack, so that was my mistake. But yeah, we got there. GG. All right, guys, we get to go first, and we have Balthier and Fran and the Regalia, so let's try it. Also got the Boostbuggy on turn 2. Can then go ahead and crew him right away. Ooh, if it's Is It deck, I think we're cooked. We are recording, right? Yeah. Lumbering Worldwagon could also be a nice one to get down next turn. Let's actually do that. Let's get down the Lumbering Worldwagon, and then we can play Balthier and Fran, and then we can actually crew the Lumbering Worldwagon right away. Let's get down the Copperline Gorge, because that one comes in tapped after this. If you have 2 or fewer, then it comes in untapped. If you have 2 or more, it comes in tapped. Opponent with an opt. Do see that they're playing black as well, so don't think they're an Is It Cutter deck. Kind of hope they tap out. They are a black mage deck. That is pretty nice. That is pretty nice. We draw another Balthier and Fran. Don't think they can do 3 damage. So let's go ahead and crew him up. Crew him up. Crew him up. Crew him up. Can they bounce him to our hand? Oh my gosh, that is so annoying. Are we in combat? We're not in combat. Okay, so the opponent for 1,000,000% should have waited to do that, because now we can attack with this one. And that treasure token actually gives us enough mana to play this one again. So, yeah, opponent got a little bit ahead of themselves. They are legendary, which is unfortunate. The Black Waltz number 3, that is kind of scary, but if we go with Lumbering Worldwagon, yeah, we will still have 3 mana. So take action. This is now an 8/5. We for sure will go ahead and crew it up, and then we can go ahead and attack. Take action to find a land, so we go up to a 9/5. We will pay the 3 mana to get an additional attack step right there. So you are losing your Black Waltz number 3. I guess we're losing our guy as well. Why? Oh, he has Death Touch. That is my bad. Did not even realize that. That's fine though. Stock up, so opponent all out of cards in hand, and they will have to sacrifice one of these creatures, blocking this one. I hope we can find a creature so we can go with crew 1. We don't. Let's just get down this Boostbuggy. Let's actually pay the mana to turn it into a creature. Let's go ahead and tap our Balthier and Fran, attack with both of these guys, create a treasure token, look for a basic land. It's the last one in our deck, and then pay 3 to get the additional attack step. So yeah, opponent taking 5 damage right there, and there is an additional attack step for both of these guys. That is crazy. And unfortunately, no more basics. So they for sure have to block again, and that is a GG. Let's go. Absolutely ran this opponent over. Hell yeah, I had fun. You got a pimped out ride. All right, guys, opponent goes first. Do have 2 Road Rages. The opponent is playing any creatures, and then we did hit the 4th land drop, so we can go Balthier and Fran into the Regalia. Oh, it's the bat. Y'all already know. Get rid of that. You don't need that creature. You do get a look at my hand, though. Stablemaster. Oh. Thought it was turn 3. That's my bad. So the Intrepid Stablemaster actually is a really nice draw. Warden of the Grove. They get a counter on him, so actually I'm inclined to do it this way then, just to push this Road Rage up to 3 damage. That Warden of the Grove can definitely grow out of hand really, really quickly. Fenrir. That's fine. We will be attacking with the Regalia. We'll be ramping ourselves. Yeah, we can do it like this. Go ahead and submit that one, and then let's just attack with these 2. Not sure if they'll want to trade. They do. Okay. And then we didn't play a land this turn, so let's get that one down. So we're both ramping a little bit. Maybe I should have kept the Stablemaster back, just in case they have any removal. Doesn't look like it though. This is a really nice draw. Can go ahead and give someone indestructible and hexproof. Can maybe catch them off guard that way. Really cool effects around that. And then yeah, we have 3 mana, so for sure we will be paying to get an additional attack step right there. So opponent, what are you gonna do? You're gonna take 10 damage. That is pretty nice. And we get to search for a land again. So yeah, we are ramping like crazy. Bap down to 5. End the turn. Looks like they want to bounce that back to our hand. I mean, it has haste, so I don't mind that. Okay, that actually really sucks. I honestly didn't even expect them to have another bat. That is my bad. Well, I mean, we've at least pulled a ton of lands out of our deck. A wolf at 1 mana of any color. They get to endure now. Oh, that bat is pretty annoying. I can't lie about that. Alright, I'm not going to say anything. Alright, opponent, what are you doing? Attacking with those 2. Gaining 2 life. Man, that deep cavern bat. That has me tilted. I can't lie about that. Alright. That is pretty nice, though, because they know we have this. We'll have more than enough mana to give it a extra attack step. Ooh, Fountainport, that's a nice find. Let's go ahead and pay. And then they have to block. Let's hope they don't have any removal, because we actually have to do this right now. If they have a bounce spell or removal spell, then this opponent is just goated. Oh, we got them. Fist bumps all around. I'm going to do it to him, guys. Keep your backhand strong. Bam. Deep Cavern Bat this, baby. GG. Alright, guys, we need to go first. I'll try this hand. Restless Ridge on turn 1. The Boostbuggy on turn 2. Into a Worldwagon on turn 3. And then Chandra on turn 4. I like it. I can dig it. Can you dig it, sucker? Opponent's like, what is this card? I've never seen this card. Meanwhile, he's on like a up the beanstalk overlord deck. Yikes. Big yikes. Big yikes in the house. Alright, so Chandra coming down next turn is really nice because she can just crew up these vehicles for free. Opponent with another up the beanstalk, so another big yikes for us. They just give up. Why? That is too bad. Yeah, we were going to have Chandra come down, and then you see her rule text. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you get to choose 1 vehicle, and until the end of the turn, it becomes a creature and gains haste. So, could have dropped a land, would have pumped it up to 5, played Chandra, and then during our attack step, attacked with him, he would have gotten to pull another land from the deck, so he would have gone up to 6 power. So yeah, GG I guess, but a little bit too bad that the opponent just gave up so quickly. I don't know why. I mean, double beanstalk, probably best cards in their entire deck, and they found 2 of them in the top 10 basically. Anyways, GG. Hey there, neighbor, and welcome to the post-game wrap. We looked at Balthier and Fran. Vehicles you control get +1/+1, so it's like an Anthem effect. They get Vigilance and Reach, which, I mean, from the games that I played, not really the most impactful things. I kind of wish he gave our vehicles trample. Maybe this is just me as well. I kind of think all vehicles should have trample. I mean, like, it's a car, because that's the other Final Fantasy card we're looking at is the Regalia, legendary artifact vehicle. Reminded me of Pimp My Ride. 4 mana, has haste, and then whenever he attacks, you get to look for, basically, it just searches for a land from the top of your deck and puts it on the battlefield, so that's some ramp. The Lumbering Worldwagon gets to ramp you a little bit when you play it for 3 mana, and then whenever you crew him and attack with him, which that's maybe another little bit of my gripe with some of these vehicles that we have. Getting this crew cost is kind of expensive sometimes. Crew cost of 1, that makes it, a lot easier. But yeah, the Lumbering Worldwagon, a crew cost of 4. There's nothing in our deck that can do that, except for Balthier and Fran, which is really nice. But, I mean, yeah. I'll be honest, guys, this deck wasn't the most competitive. Let's go ahead and move this one. Let's put all of our creatures here. We honestly just have 3 creatures. Llanowar Elf and the Stablemaster help us ramp a little bit, but they can't crew anything with power 3 or greater, so that's where you really do need Balthier and Fran. Of course, Chandra. I really like this Planeswalker in the deck. From the deck intro, I think we only had 2 copies of her, and we had 2 copies of like this Boommobile. It was like a motorbike. I cut those 2 down just because I didn't think that they were that good, and I went up 2 extra copies of Chandra just because of her rule text that says right there at the beginning of combat on your turn, you can choose a target vehicle you control, so any one of these, and then you can turn it into a creature and it gains haste until the end of the turn. So that is a way that you can crew these without having to actually need a creature that can fulfill the crew cost of them. So yeah, I'm a little bit bummed out just because, like I said, I kind of wish this card gave our vehicles trample. It's only the Velocipede that has trample. I mean, this thing, Lumbering Worldwagon, how does it not have trample? And same with the Regalia. I think it should have trample. That might make them too busted, but then again, like I said, the crew cost, like you really do need a creature to crew these things. I guess technically Defend the Rider can also create one of those 1/1 pilot tokens. So I guess that is another way that we can get a creature out there. But like I said, this really was more a meme deck. When I saw the Regalia, it reminded me of Pimp My Ride. And I knew when I saw this card, I had to make a deck for you guys. But it has been a little bit difficult. The Balthier and Fran does make it a little bit easier. That's a nice combo there. And at least from the games that you guys did say, I think from the games that you guys did see, I think we saw in quite a few of the wins, I think a decent amount of the wins came from crewing a vehicle with Balthier and Fran, and then having 3 extra mana left over, which that is something that this deck does really, really well, is it does ramp like crazy. And then you do get an additional attack step. And I mean, all of these vehicles, the Lumbering Worldwagon, I mean, it keeps growing every time it attacks. The Regalia, and that's another thing to note. Fran gives all of them +1/+1. So the Regalia, it is a 5/5 creature that is attacking. The Thunderous Velocipede is a 6/6. This one does have trample, so a 6/6 with trample. And the Lumbering Worldwagon, by the time that you're attacking with it, it probably is also like a 6/6, or sorry, a 6/4 at minimum. Of course, when it attacks, you get to look for a land, so probably pumping it up to a 7/4, maybe even an 8/4 if you have the additional attack step as well. So that combo I did really, really like. It's just kind of hard to pull it off. And yeah, if your creatures get removed, you don't really have a way of crewing these creatures then, so you're kind of just sitting there with, not a very impactful board state. But since you are ramping so much, you could honestly consider throwing in an Ugin, Eye of the Storms, the Planeswalker from the previous set. I really love that Planeswalker. He could honestly slot in here as well. Not 100% sure what you remove then, because all of our vehicles, I did really like them. Even this Rocketeer Boostbuggy, this one, it can become an actual creature as well, and then you get to put a +1/+1 counter on it, so then it does also have power 4, so then you can crew the Lumbering Worldwagon. But yeah, if you do want to include a few Ugins, not 100% sure what you want to cut. Could honestly maybe cut a land or two. And then, yeah, just ramp up with some of your vehicles that way. But yeah, that was the deck. I hope you guys did enjoy it, at least the games that you guys did see. If you guys have any improvements for the deck, maybe you guys have tried this deck as well, which if you did, huge props to you. But yeah, maybe you guys can think of some other cards that would slot in, instead of some of these other cards. I would like a little bit more removal, but then like I said, yeah, you do have to trim some of these creatures or some of these vehicles, which kind of is the whole point of the deck. So I don't really know where you would take it from here, but yeah, I'd love to hear your guys' comments. Please leave a thumbs up on the video. It helps me out tremendously. And yeah, I'm just gonna end it like I always end it. I love you guys. Peace out. And pimp my ride.